I read the news today, a two-bit expose, the same old story that I heard yesterday. Yeah, cause the headlines, man, they all just go to blame. The brain that makes them break, you know, they're all just bands. So fall down right under your skin. Just
I think it's good.
give me that good news.
We are rock stars.
Get tired of the same old shit.
This morning. That's what we got. That is good. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, and you're here with Giles and Jones on the grounds. I'm Giles. He's Jones, where we talk about everything from peanut butter to politics.
But no politics.
Because that just never goes well.
It never goes away. Of course, Uncle Pete's right up there on screen. This is the most unique show on the 216 Creator Studios platform, where you can be part of the live show. Just copy the HTTPS and put that right into your URL and follow the directions. Come on in.
Yeah, join us live, or if you want to you can do the text messaging with us back and forth. Love to hear what you have to say. Hopefully everyone had a good week so far.
Great week. Of course, we've been absent
last 2 weeks.
Last couple weeks. Of course, brought to you through the financial support of our good friends over at
Reese's Barkery and Patique, where we care about your pet like you do. Actually, probably more, because we love to make sure people are feeding them well, right? I mean, keep them around longer, enjoy them, have a good life. So stop by, see us over at 1313 Riverside Drive here in McHenry.
Don's in big day too. You're going to be down on Riverside if you're here in McHenry. Big ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
So just walk a couple blocks up, and bam, there you are at Reese's. We had a great time pouring some beer at the good old Fiesta Days. Reese's rocked it out last Saturday, which is absolutely awesome.
Kind of sad to see that coming to an end. You know, a big 10-day celebration here in McHenry. A lot of people don't have such a great Independence Day celebration. We Fiesta Days, but it really starts with the Independence, or people saying 4th of July.
Yeah.
But ours lasts a lot longer than that and is a lot more fun. Celebrates a lot. But like Kent said, if you got time, this weekend we've got art in the park also on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which would be really great down at Veterans Park here all around Pearl Street. And the Riverside Drive and all that's going to be
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Sunday's the parade, so get out and enjoy it before the summer disappears, because we're almost gone already, right? Like, holy cow.
Yep.
Summer just started, and it's like, well, time to put on pants again.
No, never. Never time to put on
Unless
pants.
you're on your motor scooter.
All right. So if you tuned in on Wednesday to Two Bald Guys at a Microphone, we talked a little bit about lessons from the bench, and I brought up challenges. And every year, first of all, thanks to everybody who shouted out and showed me some love on the good old birthday this past week. Another blessed to have another trip around. Lisa, good morning. Around the around the
Blue Marble.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah, you turned a whole 50. You want to tell him? You want to
54, big 54. Brian Urlacher.
You're not as big as him, but
no.
But you don't have hair like him either. Maybe
I don't anymore.
They've got it for him all over the thing. That's a challenge, isn't it?
That is. There's a challenge.
A daily challenge.
But what I like to do on a yearly basis, and my year starts on my birthday, because that's when I was born. So
that is the beginning of a year.
That's the beginning of a year. So here, so I've been around the world 54 times. So I guess this is my 55th year, right?
Start of.
Yeah. So in the double nickels, I always challenge myself. So a few years ago, I challenged myself to read a book a week. I ended up doing like 65 or 67 books.
So you beat your challenge.
Yeah. And then last year, or when I was 52, it was don't have a drink of alcohol for.
And you made that whole year.
Yeah. Went the whole year.
That was impressive.
And then last year was I challenged myself to lose 53 pounds, changed the lifestyle a little bit. Ended up losing 28 pounds, and still going, but it's a win, right? I didn't hit the 53, but it's a huge win. And
hey, you got close. And you're still going with it, right? And that's the big thing, is you're sticking with it, right?
Yeah.
You didn't give up because you didn't hit the exact
Yeah,
exact
I've
target,
changed.
right?
Yeah, I've changed a lot.
Well-
I don't drink near as much. And I now feel the effects of alcohol in my joints, in my body.
Oh yeah, you feel it the next day, right?
Yeah.
Now that you stop doing it, all of a sudden
Yeah.
you start feeling like, wow, it really is a poison that
Yeah.
affects you considerably. I mean, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, the enjoyment of when you're having it is always kind of fun, but the
Yeah.
next day is, or for us as we're getting older, you start paying for it for a few
Yeah.
more days after that.
Yeah. Just a young pup. Yeah, 54.
Just a
thanks,
young
Lisa.
pup.
Yeah. Lisa, you got a new show coming. Are we starting that this week or next week? Let me know. And tell us what the name of it is too out there. And Don said, when did you learn to read? Audiobooks, Don. Audiobooks.
Yeah, that's it.
Don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to know how to read. You have to learn how to listen. That's a challenge in and itself,
That's
right?
a challenge.
But the fact you said that with your challenges, it's
Yeah.
awesome that you didn't give up, because a lot of people will set a challenge, or you can say the challenge is a goal, right? You didn't actually hit your goal, but you got close to it and you kept going and you're continuing to go, right? You didn't give up on it.
Yeah, right.
That goal or that challenge changed,
Yeah.
right? It didn't come to fruition for exactly what you really wanted to hit it with, but you changed it. And that's life.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, right there, right? I mean, you're shooting for a specific challenge or a specific goal, a specific place.
Mm-hmm.
We don't always get there. Sometimes we do get there, right? But the thing is to keep challenging, in your word, right?
Oh yeah, well that's why I say
keep challenging yourself to keep pushing forward to get closer to that end goal.
Yeah, outside the box this Sunday. Outside the box when not fitting in is the answer and the salvation. It's going to be cool.
That's going to sound good. I can't wait to hear that one.
But
so
but I think without challenges, without challenging yourself, I should say, life throws you a lot of challenges,
right?
But without challenging yourself, what do you live for?
Well, there's no growth there. What do you? Yeah, I mean, well,
I mean?
that's a kind of a hard question to answer in a way. So, like, if you don't have any challenges or things to, what do you live for? I mean, well, for me, part of it is living for my family. I mean, I do live for myself, but I do live for my family. They are my family. I put myself out there for them always. And I guess so that would be my challenge every day, to keep going, helping them to grow, to learn, to become better. I mean, you have to have something.
That's your challenge for them.
Yeah, it is a challenge for them. It is a challenge.
That's not so the things that I challenge are very personal things, right? I'm not asking anybody else to do it. I'm not asking the outcome to affect anybody else. Of course it does.
100% you.
100% you.
Yeah.
100% me. And that's what I mean. If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not challenging yourself to something,
right,
you're dying. And then what happens is, if something challenging occurs, and you haven't learned to challenge yourself, you handle it very different, right? And so that's why I have found that I get better results when I challenge myself instead of somebody else or something challenging me. And so that's what I do. Right.
Yeah. And that's something, I mean, you're working with yourself. Has nothing to do with anybody else. So it definitely is down deep inside, definitely very personal, right? Which will hopefully in turn help everyone else out, because they see what's going on.
I don't care if it does or not.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I mean, me going a year without drinking alcohol had nothing to do with anybody else.
No, but what I was kind of getting at is it will give others the desire to do it too. They see you doing it, going, oh wow, okay, that's a good thing. I see him.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm doing.
No, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for yourself. But your kids see that, and it will help your kids to grow and to challenge themselves down the way, right? Because they're going to learn through watching you to a certain point. That's how our kids do grow. They, they watch what you're doing and learn from it. Or hopefully, if you're doing good things, if you're doing bad things, hopefully they're not learning from that. But that is a very important thing, to continually challenge yourself, to help to grow, to further yourself in life and become a better person, or more of what you want to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
so let's hang on to that thought too, because Lisa says the same thing. Biggest challenge every day for me is, are you the person you wish to have in your life? For me, it forces me to challenge myself in all situations, to look at my reactions or responses. Hey Deidre, how are you? Good morning. Says you have to walk the walk if you want others to follow. I am only accountable for my choices, Lisa says. So let's take a look at that. And this is an easy. Here's what I'll say. You don't. People, a lot of people, majority of the people. I won't say you, Lisa. A lot of people don't know the person they wish to have in their life, because society has said, you are this way, you need to do this, you are this, you are this. Look at society. Everybody has roles. You're the man of the house, right? You're the woman of the house, right? You're the they of the house, if that's the way you roll, right? Whatever. So I'm just saying that society, marketing, and we've talked a lot about it, puts that emphasis that that's your role.
Right.
That's
well, they're
your
limiting
role.
you to one area, right?
Right. And so it's easy for somebody to say, well, hey, I want to be the change in the world that I want to. People don't know the change that they want to see. That's what I'm saying. When I challenge myself, I challenge myself. I don't challenge the world. I don't challenge the world around me. And I want to see if I can win that challenge. Right. Now, I fell terribly short from my challenge when I was 53 weeks. I said 53 weeks, 53 pounds, my 50 while I'm 53. Right. So I'm like, and I fell short. I lost 28 pounds. Right. And I can look back at that and go, what happened along the way?
Right. Well, you fell short. Right.
Here's what happened. I learned. Right. But it had nothing to do with anybody else, right? You get a lot of coaches or health people. Hey, what's your why? Listen, how I talk to myself, whatever, I don't care, right? I gave myself a challenge. It's like golf is a challenge, right?
Every hole, baby, every hole.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to rise to that occasion.
As a kid, I challenged my brothers all the time. I mean, I would play baseball with them 1 against 3 and then get upset because I lost. I was the littlest. I'd throw the ball. They'd hit it over my head. They'd run all the bases, and I'd go in crying saying they're cheating. Right? I mean,
that must have been a challenge,
right? But to Deidre, then I don't care if people follow me. I don't. Right? When I personally challenge myself, again, I give 2 shits about the rest of the world. It's not about my wife, right? It's not about my children. It's a personal challenge to me. Can I mentally, physically do this? And can I be mindful in the moment, every moment, right? That I can do this. Right. I had a plan laid out on how to lose 53 pounds in 53 weeks. I didn't stick to that plan. So I can go back and go, oh, this is where I fell short. And I didn't challenge myself hard enough at these areas. Right.
You didn't commit 100% to it. Right.
So it's not about people following me. I don't care. Right. It's like the show Alone. If you ever watch Alone. Alone is the survivalist. They drop them off in the Arctic Circle, and the person who lasts the longest wins the money.
That just doesn't sound like fun to me.
But that
is a hell of a challenge. That's
that's the concept I have to challenge myself is alone. Right. Here it is. Right.
Yeah. If you're able to focus it and just put it literally 100% on you and just drown out all the outside noise and why and how and where, and just it's really 100% in your head and what you want. That's awesome, because that's a really tough thing to achieve. I know from my standpoint that's one of those things that you've always got that outside noise, at least for me, playing with me in my head. I'm setting my goals and my challenges, but I do sometimes have that outside noise playing with me, driving me a little bit harder when it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
It should be 100% internal. And, that is part of the way that I've been brought up. Right. And that's where I love the fact that you are, don't give a shit, right? You're 100% you, right? Yeah. And that's great. And that's learned, and that's helped me a lot over the years since we've met, seeing your individuality like you really are. You don't give a shit, right, about anybody, even though you do give a shit about
I care.
Them, right?
Yeah, I want everybody to be happy. So
when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's Kent in this world, right?
So
and it's the same for everybody else.
Yeah. Mike Krejci was over. They're flying down to Florida now, but he dropped his dog off. We're watching his dog, and he is Jen and he and I were sitting under the lid, and we're
That's, by the way, not a measurement of marijuana.
no,
That's what they used to call it back in the day.
Yeah,
It was a lid.
lid,
Yeah. So now you're sitting underneath your basketball net in the backyard.
yeah,
That's what you're talking
exactly.
about. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Inside
Right,
joke. Nobody
right.
will ever get that
Nobody
unless
knows.
you really know us.
And here's what I mean about personal challenges is I've always looked at 216 and at DDOE as it's not there yet. It's not successful. This right. I'm measuring it on other people's.
I was gonna say depends on what you consider
Right.
success.
Correct. And then I sat here last week while I was up in Michigan. I went, wait a minute. This business has been in business for 5.5 years. Sustainable by itself. I'm not dumping money into this thing, right? And it's doing great. And now it's starting to really go. And all this while I kept saying it's not there. I'm not successful. I'm not successful. And I had to say, wait a minute. I am very successessul because a lot of businesses don't last 5.5 years.
Right. Well, and you were what
That are sustainable.
Right. What criteria were you really looking at? It
Right.
saying it's not successful.
So I sit there and I say the challenges in the business realm has been what society or other people have said, this is what success is. And I can look at people who have opened a business and the business has not done well or isn't around in 5.5 years and go, no. This is, and now we've got a 35 million person reach, come on, out of starting in a 8x8 walk-in closet with Sticker Dude.
Gotta start
You know what I mean?
baby.
So I start shifting my focus. Deidre, and I want to bring this up, says, my comment was more for those who want to tell others how to overcome challenges, but they haven't overcome those same challenges. I like that. Yeah.
Right.
I personally don't care to have followers. I am who I am. Absolutely. You are. You're beautiful. And I've worked hard to get where I am. I'm proud of me. Yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
we're proud of you too, babe.
Yeah. Tried to join you in studio while the green room. I could not hear you. While in the green room, I could not. So back on YouTube. Oh, I didn't even see you pop in.
Try it
We didn't
again.
see you pop in. Yeah. Try it again.
See, we're challenging you today to make sure
Did you already
really
block?
get in.
Did you already block Don?
Yeah.
That's Don's challenge for the day.
Right.
How to get in on
I
the
get
grounds.
past the block.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So in case everyone didn't notice,
It will
Drew
do.
Cappuccino chilling in today, coming
Try
in to
that.
see us.
Try that. Oh, there he is.
Is there? Oh, see the challenge. He figured it
Now,
out.
now do you got us, Don? You hear us?
Oh, it's Don.
Yeah, we got. Can you hear me? I can't
Yeah.
hear you guys.
You cannot hear us.
Can't hear? Can't hear
Yeah,
us?
just wave.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, good morning, Tony the Kid. How are you? So here's the deal, right? Is I said on Two Ball Guys that I would tell you what this year's challenge is.
Yeah.
So hang in there and we'll get to it. Right.
Yep.
That's how you hook them.
That's how you hook them.
Longer listen.
A little longer. Yeah, you got to hang out for another 2 and 2.
So
How's that, guys? Do you hear me now?
yeah, we got you.
There we
You
go.
hear
You
us?
got us.
There
I
you
got
go.
you back.
All
All
right.
right. So
Now everybody just
microphone
flew away.
setting. I had to go to my IT department to get help there. You froze. Great.
That's terrible. Right?
Well, I missed that last comment because my internet froze, so I don't know what you guys are laughing about.
That's a hell of a challenge.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, let's.
Are you in Texas, Don? Or are you here in Illinois?
No,
Your
I'm in
background looks
Texas.
different.
Yeah, my background is different for good reason. My one of my daughters is moving here next week, and she's going to be staying with us for a while. So I am going to let her use my office where you usually see me. You're actually seeing. I'm sitting in my kitchen with the bay window behind me. So that's going to be my
Nice.
office for a little while here in Grapevine. So
Hey,
There
you're
you
gonna
go.
make
being
it
a good
work.
dad,
And that's all that
you're
matters.
a good office.
That's it.
Hey, make it work. Make it work.
So Drew, you probably heard us as you were driving in,
Yep.
but yeah, I mean, we're talking about personal challenges.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you've been crushing that.
Well, I've been trying.
Yeah.
Right. But to me, that's what there's nothing to live. If you don't challenge yourself, there's nothing to live for, right? We have accepted, I think, society. We have, and to Lisa's point, society is going right down the old shithole. So why do we always why are we so worried about, fitting in? So you're just like, society. Why follow a sinking ship?
I never do anything for society. I do things for me. I'm the one that's got to survive here. So if society takes that as a positive, great. I will never go out of my way to hurt anybody, and I'll go out of my way to help somebody. But I don't do my challenges based on what society's trends are.
No, right.
Not on the trends. Are you doing your challenges though for you, which hopefully in turn will help out society, right? You're being a better person.
If it does, great.
Better father,
but I don't think that's the mission.
Right. So that's where people. That's where
it starts in with you for sure.
That's where I see everybody gets confused about a personal challenge because they're like, well, but if it helps, I don't give a shit if it helps society.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I want everybody to be happy, but if I give myself a personal challenge, I give two shits about society.
Yeah.
Right?
Plus, Deke, people's idea of making society better varies quite widely in our society.
That's correct.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Hugely, right? That's why we have all this garbage. That's so many. It's so weird, right? But
yeah, the focus has gone
so many people don't challenge themselves. So you know what I mean? And what I mean by that is they go, well, my goal this year is to, make $1 million.
Right.
My goal is to bonus at work. No, that's not your goal. That's somebody else's. Your boss wants you to do that. Right? I mean, hey, I'll gladly pay you that bonus because you're making me a lot of money. Right. But nobody ever just looks and goes, how do I become I want to be better here
for me
in my gut,
inside,
in my soul, in my being.
I like that analogy with Alone. I've been watching the latest shows on Alone, and that is the person you're not challenging. It's a show. Don't get me wrong, but these people, they go out there and it is their challenge, and not everybody can.
Oh, that's
can
amazing.
Go
that's a hell of a mental.
I couldn't do. I would love to say that I could do that.
You could if you really had.
I know. I always look at it and go,
mean?
you pussed out on the 4th day.
Right. I'm like,
yeah,
I would
at
have been
least
there
you
an
made
hour.
At least you made it 4 days.
Right. But
people made it 4 minutes.
They start singing songs
Right.
themselves. I mean,
They start getting loopy.
just you.
Is this like one of those shows that's like Naked and Afraid or whatever, Alone? Just sitting in the middle of nowhere, except they got clothes on.
Hey, I don't know what your bad dreams are.
I don't know.
I don't have dreams.
Why do you what is it always like naked with?
Right. Yeah. What is
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, I do. I know.
It's kind of a big deal, No, but that's the only thing I could relate it to. Is that those people? I think it's just
so Lisa says, I see it as one day God won't ask,
me.
won't ask me what someone else thought of what I did. I'll be responsible for my choices and actions, good or bad. Yeah, I mean, at some point, you have to be able to look in the mirror and go, man, I have moved my piece, my player piece forward 3.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm not an alcoholic, right?
No.
But I would enjoy that year and the 1 week out of the year that I go and get obliviated, just crushed for an entire week is man camp. And I didn't have a drink of alcohol. It was a tough challenge, right?
Sure.
But I don't do it for somebody to go, hey, good for you. I want to see if I've moved my player piece forward a spot.
Well, if you've got the internal strength to follow through with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's a huge thing because a lot of people will give up on these things. It's I'll do it next time. And it's the
horrible.
It's the little challenges that you give up on that just slowly start to build and make you, kind of, in your words, kind of crush your life because it's okay. I won't do it. Oh, it's okay. I won't do it. And then it gets worse and exacerbates over time.
My challenging myself is horrifying because I always just like whatever. I always
give up.
I do.
Yeah.
But if my challenge involves a bigger picture for not just me, I strive for it because now I feel accountable.
But
because somebody else
personal challenge,
right?
Not on the outside.
I get that, but I'm explaining why.
Yeah.
When it's just me, I'm like, I don't need to hold myself accountable for that. I
cheat day.
I look
Cheat
up
day.
Cheat day,
Yeah,
right,
right.
cheat day, but no,
cheat day starts now and ends 30 years from now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're right
but
on that. I think
recently-
for me, it's similar to that. Sometimes it's helpful to have somebody else to help you be
Correct.
accountable.
Yeah.
I have found myself when I've been successful in any quote unquote challenge to myself. I guess it's the need for competition in my life. If I can somehow make it a competition, I'm more likely to stick with it. So that's just something I've learned about myself. And
Listen,
but can't you be in competition with yourself though, Don? Because
it doesn't work very well. It doesn't work very well for me. No, that doesn't. Yeah, I mean, for example, Deke talking about the weight loss, and I've struggled with that for the last several years. And I know all the right. Should I do it for my wife, for my family? Should I do it so I live longer? Absolutely. Should I do it for myself? Yes. The few times in my life where I've been really successful at that is when I had somebody else that was, every day would get in the office. This is back in the old days in the office, where what's your weight today? What's your weight? And it became a competition, and that just helped drive me. It's sad that I need that, but it's just a reality I've learned about myself.
I want you to hold those thoughts for just a second, because this is breaking. You heard it first here.
Breaking news.
216 The Net. Tony Bennett passed away this morning.
Oh,
died at 96. Of course, Tony, the eminent and timeless stylist whose devotion to classic American music. I left my heart in San Francisco. Things of that nature passed away this morning. You heard it here. Moment of silence. All right, and then we'll move on.
Now we move on.
96.
96.
That fool won the game.
And that's a guy
He won the game.
He challenged himself quite a bit.
Yeah,
Made it to
dead or
96.
alive, dead or Canadian.
I don't even know if I want to make it to 90s.
I want to make it as long as I can take care of myself, and I've got a good,
Lisa says, I have challenged myself to discover a correction for my hormone disease because medicine just wants to give medication. And my personal belief is there's another answer. And my stubborn self is determined to find it.
That's a challenge.
Don't play doctor on
sure, and I think a lot of
21-6
people
net.
go after it, but what?
Is it?
I said, don't play doctor.
I don't know if that's a challenge. Literally, if it's a life and death type of thing, is it a challenge?
It's more of a struggle.
Right.
You're struggling because you want to find a different scenario to deal with your hormone disease, but there's something right now that can manage it. I mean, realistically, take what can management and continue your hunt and do your homework. But it sounds more of a struggle than a challenge.
Well, it is a challenge because she can just let it go, or she can try to work better and try to figure something else. It's definitely a struggle to get to that point, but it's challenge. She can either decide to accept it, reject it, do something about it. So she's challenging herself.
I got thrown off the boat, and I challenged myself to learn to swim.
Well, no, that ain't a challenge. That's a life or death.
That's what this is.
That's a struggle.
That's not going to kill. Oh, but that's not going to kill her. Throwing someone off the boat and you can't.
She's got a hormone disease. How do you know it's not going to kill her? The word disease to me is pretty bad.
Wait a minute. Did you just say
I don't know.
You fell off the boat? It's not life threatening.
No, I said if this is you fall off the boat, it's life threatening. You have to sink or swim.
Right.
That's right. That I don't know exactly.
Well, we don't stand up. How deep is the water?
Yeah, there you go.
Let me make this clear. Let me make this clear. We are not making light of your situation.
No, not at all.
But I love it's a challenge to actually have a conversation about it because she's going through something, right?
Yeah.
Facebook users going through something. And I don't know.
It's Lisa.
It's Lisa. Okay, hi, Lisa. But that doesn't the challenge for you.
She's got that on her license plate.
The challenge.
Facebook user.
Your challenge is to just get it corrected.
Yeah, to
your challenge is just to get it corrected. But the struggle you're having is based upon trying to find alternative medicines for it.
Right. A challenge would have been you didn't have the disease.
Well, no, I think she's challenging the medical industry and trying to find something different.
Again, that's not a personal challenge. You just said she's challenging the medical, right?
She's challenging what she's been taught as to take care of it. So she's wanting it, and what I'm understanding is she's wanting to change it and do what's different, what's right.
Right. The challenge would have been, I'm going to
Lisa stirred the pot.
I'm going to challenge myself to find an alternative to this disease that I don't have.
Right. And what she's struggling with.
No, she has it.
She has it right. She's,
Right. So
right.
it's not a challenge, it's a struggle.
The challenge is
And
to
she's
find
like,
the fix. She's struggling with it. The challenge is to help find the fix.
No, the passion is to find the fix because she suffers from it.
Mm.
I can go with that.
Passion or necessity. She wants to
Right.
get fixed.
Right.
Right.
There's an option.
I mean,
to
I
have
love
it
I
and
love
it's
my
right
dog,
now.
but if I was the last person on earth and that was the last animal on earth,
Right.
But starts looking good like a steak.
If she just wants to give up and let
yeah.
it happen,
You
and
know
not
what I
challenge
mean?
herself, right?
Well, barbecue.
Tastes like chicken.
Everything.
Well,
Everything
tastes
can
like
taste like
chicken.
chicken, though.
Right. But if she doesn't want to challenge herself to push forward and just deal with it, I mean, that's her choice.
Right, but what I'm saying is a personal I don't have an issue when I personally challenge. It's a challenge to make me stronger, better, move
Yeah,
my
you're
player
deep.
piece on the board.
Deke, what I'm hearing you say is a challenge is something you choose to take on, not something that is put upon you.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
We're
As
just,
a personal-
we're just trying to define
as a
here. Yeah, yeah.
Listen, if I'm an alcoholic, it's a challenge. I get it. It's not a personal challenge at that point.
It's still a struggle.
It's a
More than
struggle.
chance.
Yeah. Right. So yeah. So the idea of me not drinking for that entire year was to see if I could do
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
And now I go, oh, my joints don't hurt so bad. Ooh, I wake up and my mouth isn't dry. Oh, my vision isn't blurry.
You don't have
What?
a headache.
I don't have a headache, right? So you start going through this, and then you go,
I'm in my house. I'm in my house.
I'm in my house by myself.
I'm not sleeping in gravel.
right.
My car's not in the front yard.
And then when that year was done, and I had a couple. I mean, I had 2 drinks,
He became a serious lightweight.
You were blasted.
and
Yeah.
I was like,
2, and he was like,
Yeah.
He was all
My
like, I
wife-
love you,
I
man.
had to drive him
A lot
home.
cheaper
drove
that
me
way.
home.
I drove him home.
Alice is like, how long have you been drinking all day? And Scott's like, yeah, 2.
I didn't believe him. I looked at Zachary. I'm
What kind
like,
of cocktails were these?
the
Cutter
Everclear
Shark.
and
Cutter
Everclear?
Shark. They were little 12-ounce things of
Yeah,
vodka.
margarita.
Dude, they are. I took a sip
Punch
one.
me
I'm
out.
like, yeah, it knocked you down.
Strong, huh?
Oh my, oh yeah,
That was a hell of a challenge.
yeah. So the idea is I want to challenge myself personally,
Right.
to see if I can. It's like I want to climb Mount Everest to see if I can, right? So I guess it's my Mount Everest challenge every year, right?
Right.
You don't have to climb that mountain, but you want to see if you can,
Or at least give it a shot. Right.
right? And I don't mean I'm going to challenge myself to jump out of an airplane. It's not that kind of a challenge. How do I improve myself? Can I do something mentally, physically that allows me to move my chest, my piece forward a
Yep.
couple of squares on
Yep.
the game board? of
Well,
life?
What
when
else?
you identify your flaws, then you can create the challenge on how to change those flaws, right? And that's a challenge in itself, is identifying your flaws.
That's a daily.
Yep.
That's a daily
Yeah,
for
so-
everybody, right?
so-
and accepting them when you find them, right? A lot of people be like, "Oh no,
And then
not
the
me,
challenge,
bro.
then the
Not
challenge
me, bro."
begins.
Yeah, because
So-
then the challenge comes
so,
on.
so many people over this past year, because I always share my challenges with people. I really don't care, but so many people are like, oh yeah, you want to lose weight, what's your why? Hey,
'Cause
what's
I'm
your
tired of
real
being fat.
what's your real motivation? And I'm like, because I challenged myself to.
Right.
That's a lot of people. have
Not
always
because I'm
thought-
tired of being
Right.
fat. I was tired of being fat 10 years ago.
Well, they're always- right.
But I stayed there.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you say that, because when I go out, people are like, have a couple beers. I'm like, I don't drink. And then I'll get, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
They're like,
okay.
"Oh, sorry, like you're
Dude,
not."
I don't have a coin in my pocket. It's not like I go to AA. I just
Right.
don't drink. I just,
It's
because
just not
I
your
don't,
thing.
it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
That's
People
bizarre
don't
in our
understand.
society today. Strangely, that's bizarre in our society today. Strangely, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing what people bring up. Then they try to make you feel weird about it. Like, you don't have a drink, big deal, right?
Well, they ask
Yeah.
you,
It's
they'll
not
ask
my
you
cup- it's not my cup of
questions,
tea,
and
right?
they want to dig into what. Oh, why?
Well, wait, what's wrong
Right.
with you? Why don't you drink?
Right.
There's
Ooh.
nothing wrong with me. That's why I don't drink, because a lot of people don't realize that people drink to kind of tone their brain down, to get rid of their sorrows, or to relax, right?
Yeah, well, I mean-
and it becomes a crutch, and people continue to do it because then it becomes a habit,
Or it's a social thing.
or it
Yeah,
can
so-
be a social
I
thing,
mean,
right?
so
100%.
during that year, so much of it was, oh, I'm at a mixer. I'm not even thirsty or don't even want to drink, but the first thing you do is walk over and get the free alcohol.
Get the alcohol
Hey!
mixer.
Yep.
And I'm like, why?
So
make
it
sense.
Yeah,
socially
that makes sense.
lubricates you. Well, it socially lubricates you, so you start talking with all the other people in.
And I'm a people watcher, so it helps.
That's always
when
fun to
everybody
watch
else is
people.
drinking and you're not.
Well,
you
that's
get
what
to
we're just
observe
talking
a
about
lot,
because we
This is so
served
true.
beer. We served beer Saturday night at Fiesta Days, right? And we were talking about why I've done it for many years, and I bring a lot of people in to do it with me because I have so much fun. I love watching it because you watch them.
Yeah.
It's fun
Watch
just
people
watching people
slowly-
coming in, starting out. Hey, what's going on? My name's Drew. How's you? Hey, 3 beers later. Hey, my name's Drew. Can I get a free one? It's just funny to see the change in these
Yeah.
people.
It's amazing.
Right? It is. And then, but then you also look inside yourself going, do I look that way? Does that happen to me? I mean, I think about
most
that
likely.
one. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
We
But
hate
you
to
don't-
break it to you, Scott. Yeah, we hate to break it to you, Scott, but yeah.
I don't drink either.
You do
Scott,
look-
you're like that all the time.
You do
Don't
look
try to
that
tell.
way. Yeah.
Oh, Drew, I love having
I was
you
going to
here.
say, I don't think any of
Give me a
this,
good reason
I don't
to
think
live
any,
for the weekend.
That's
I don't think anybody in this studio right now needs a drink to chat up
Yeah.
other people. Yeah.
right. So the other thing that I love about personal challenges, when I say that, I say that with tongue in cheek, is that hey man, and like I'm going to share my challenge with everybody this morning before the end of the show. And then you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to challenge myself to do that too. There's
People
always that.
piggybacking on you.
Yeah, piggyback.
Oh, he's going to do that. I can do that.
Or here, let me tell you what.
Right.
Listen, it's a personal thing, right? So, and why it is that I'm going to do this, I haven't even quite figured it out yet. But I want to see if I can
There's
do it.
something down inside you that's
Yeah.
calling you to do it, and
Yeah.
whatever that is,
Well,
that's
Deke,
great.
I have a request. I have a request for your challenge to never speak like that again, like you just did.
Hey, he's going to be doing voiceovers soon.
That's right.
216 Creator Studios is getting big. He's going to be doing all these
Yeah.
Tell
these
yourself to
voiceovers.
never talk like
when
that.
when Kent started the challenge of the weight loss thing, I was like, damn it. I had to start trying
Oh, did you?
because
So he
I started-
motivated you a little
he
bit.
motivated me to try,
And
and
that's-
it wasn't because I wanted to do that too. I can't do it as cool as he does it.
Just stick to the regular voice, baby.
We're around each other a lot. I'm like, I can't be the fat guy. I can't be the fat guy.
Why not?
We
That's just
gotta
you, baby.
equal it out.
No, it's just
Gotta have a fat guy.
nice. It's nice. His personal challenge might have motivated you
Yeah,
to
but-
make a change. But you looked at your life going, okay, he's challenging.
Well, with health
maybe
issues,
I
but-
I had to start anyway.
But listen, for years you were a fighter.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like a street brawler. I mean in the ring, UFC type fighter, right? You were in martial arts. And so there was a regiment, and that was a personal challenge every day. You had to train, you had to do the right things. But there was a reason that you were doing that, right? To stay in shape. So I mean,
Stay in shape or not get your
so
ass
many,
beat.
I mean, take a look
or both.
Take a look at most professional athletes, and once they're done,
They're done.
they're done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got a buddy. He was an
that's really
NCAA wrestler, and he wrestled like at the 180 mark or something like that. And he always told me, he says, when I'm done wrestling, I'm never going to push myself away from the table.
Yep.
And then he's 5'9", 300 pounds.
Really? So he just blew up.
And because he's like,
He doesn't have that daily challenge to keep himself fit
Right.
to go, right?
Right.
So, and he let himself go. He lost that focus. That
And
challenge.
before everybody thinks that I was like a UFC fighter, which I wasn't.
he was a cage. He was a cage
I
fighter.
I did martial arts.
Yeah.
And that was like, taekwondo.
yeah, but that's still
What was that show with Kevin James that he was the fighter, right?
I
You
don't
know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah,
No,
that's not.
No, that's not you.
like that.
No, okay. I
I'd
thought
get-
you were just trying.
I
to
would
fight
get my
to
ass.
so.
it.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Stop that. You're defeating yourself right away.
I don't want Don to think
Right.
differently of me.
So as an athlete, and I work with athletes all the time, is because you're challenging yourself to do something for the sport, to push yourself for the sport, to get a reward back from the sport.
yeah.
And then when you're done, it's like I don't have to get up at 4 a.m. and train
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, their routine gets completely thrown off. Their entire lifestyle kind of
Now-
changes, right? I mean, and that's a challenge in and of itself.
Right.
Think about it. You do something for let's just say 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And then we wake up one day, I accomplished everything. Now all of a sudden that challenge goes away, and that's when he becomes that 300-pound 5'10" guy.
No, I've changed my lifestyle. My Alice and I have changed our lifestyle as far
That's
as
how you do it.
As far as it comes to eating and how clean and things like that. And there are probably a lot of people, dietitians out there, who would say, "Oh, that's unhealthy. Oh, you can't do that." And I'm like, but when I wasn't doing it this way, I was a fat slob,
Right.
you know,
And it's working.
You just felt
and
like
it's
shit.
working,
Right.
and I feel great, right?
Different strokes, different
So
folks.
I will continue with the lifestyle that we have now created, and it's not like I'm dropping a pound a week, right?
No.
It took me all year to drop 28.
But you know what? That's actually healthier to
Yeah,
do it
yeah,
that way.
you don't
Otherwise,
want quick weight
gain
loss.
it right
Whether
back,
it is or it isn't, I
So,
don't care.
so
right?
here's the
Yeah.
thing. When you want to do that kind of challenge, it is a life change.
Yeah.
You're not just changing your
Well, it has
diet.
to be. Well,
You're changing a
right.
lifestyle.
Well, you're not. So people always call it a diet, and I look at them. I say, so how much are you willing to gain back? Are you going to gain back? Right?
Right.
Because if it's a diet, it's a temporary situation.
Hey, the first 3 letters in diet is die.
Die, right? But it's a
Oh my God,
it's a
dude.
temporary situation, right? But if you do the lifelong process,
Yeah.
right? And that's something that
It is a
a lot
process
of people
that
need to
you just-
understand.
You choose to move forward with.
Right, and you
Yeah.
have to continue, and it's a
Right.
daily occurrence. It's
So-
a daily grind in some people's minds,
Yeah.
right? To continue with it, because everybody, you got young ones at home. So if you're trying to have this lifestyle change, Lucy might like ding dongs and ho hos,
No, she
and
does.
you're going
Who doesn't? I do.
right. It's a challenge. Well, so does my kid likes that stuff, and it's a challenge big for me not to eat it. But I know in my heart of hearts that if I
Yeah.
eat that, I'm the only one that's going to suffer.
Well, and that's
Right?
about being mindful. It's about being present, right? It's about that Zen moment. Is okay. Yeah, I can have this, but then I want to see what it does to my body.
Mhm.
What do I feel like? I don't get a 2:30 crash anymore.
Yep.
I've got a lot of energy, right? However, I know when I need to, quote unquote, I always call it fuel back up,
right.
because you can feel my
feel
blood
yourself.
sugar and stuff start to go down and go, oh, I need to get a little of
To
this.
spike it up.
Right.
Yep.
And it's not a huge thing. So my new lifestyle is about every 2.5 hours,
A
I
little something
I
in the
have
belly.
some sort of protein or
Yeah.
some sort of,
Well, that's to keep your
snappy type
metabolism
thing, right?
rolling, right?
and not a whole thing. Over this journey, listen, I used to take lunch, and when I'd have lunch, man, you go and you get a sandwich, you get chips, you get a drink, or you know what I mean.
Right.
Then
or-
you take a nap.
Then you take a nap, right?
right, and you're and
That's the worst, right?
and-
Like, all right, I'll call you at 3.
and about 2 months into this journey, and I'm like, why did I ever think I needed a big meal
That's
in
what
the
you
middle
were-
of the day?
That's what you were taught. That's how you were
You know,
raised.
That's how we were
Eat
raised.
breakfast, eat lunch,
You
eat
know?
dinner, go to bed.
No.
Wake up, repeat. Right?
Right.
I mean, and what was it? The teaching is 3
squares.
square meals a day. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for
No,
most,
but
right? You
but
need
I
to keep your
still
metabolism flying.
eat. I eat at 12:30. So
Yeah.
I'm still doing that,
Just
right?
not as
Deke,
much.
I've been fasting. I've been fasting, Deke. I fast between breakfast and lunch, and between lunch and dinner. That's how successful I am sometimes.
He's seeing how fast he can get there. I don't know about fasting.
Right.
I've been trying this. I've been trying to work on the intermittent fasting because it gets your body thinking. It starts to burn fuel because
Yeah.
you start to
The
retrain.
seafood
Well, you know
diet.
that's why that's why they
Seafood,
call
you
it break fast, right? Or breakfast.
Breakfast.
You're breaking your
Breakfast,
fast, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
from dinner to breakfast, but that's actually realistically, if you look from dietitians and stuff like that, it's not good for you because your body.
Well, I
get
grew up
into
with
that
the reason
slump.
of, here's breakfast. It's eggs, hash browns.
Yeah.
So it's a full big
You
thing.
come
Really
from that
good
style
stuff.
family that's
Not me.
And
Fruity
then-
Pebbles.
Right.
Fruity Pebbles.
Or cereal or pancakes or what
Count Chocula.
something, right? It was one
Breakfast
day
bar.
that I was working out with a guy that does survival jobs, right? And my new challenge is I'm gonna do one in 5 years.
What is it?
A survival job. So they take you in a helicopter, drop you in the Smokies, and you got 3 weeks to get to your next destination.
Have fun with that. I love outdoor adventures.
Now-
I had fun with that.
But there's it's like
It's been
skiing.
nice
They
knowing you.
got
Film
it's like
that.
king. It's got,
Film that.
You can
for
go
us.
on a green.
Oh no,
or a
I
blue
hear
or
what you're saying.
black.
It's just, and I'm a big adventurous, but that one doesn't
So-
excite me.
So here's the thing: breakfast was a handful of almonds.
Almonds. That's enough. You see all that.
And then I was like, but that's not. Why would you call that a breakfast? It's because I was so trained to where most people and the way they live their lives would be a bowl of cereal or whatever. But we had a breakfast. It was a breakfast, right? And our family, and then we wonder why in America we're above the average in weight. Period. Right? So like other countries look at me and go,
well, we eat like crazy.
How do you
and our
do
food
that?
Well,
we eat like crazy and our
some
food on top,
countries,
it's horrible.
some countries look at you as a king because only the king is fat.
I'm a god, right?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
you're having they're like you got it all together.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
Drew, to that point,
You don't have money.
I'm
Yeah,
either
Drew,
the king or I'm going to be breakfast.
Of course,
you're gonna be the first one to eat. But Drew, you raised a good point.
the first one the lion caught.
I remember
What was
we
that,
had
Dad?
years ago, we had an exchange student from Spain. Her name was Isabel. We called her Izzy. And I'll never forget the thing she noticed the most is how everything is bigger here. She walked in and saw a big screen TV and says, "Oh, you have a cinema." But then we made the mistake of the first place I think we took her to dinner was Maggiano's.
No.
and their individual servings look like they're a meal.
I thought you were going to say Old Country Buffet or something.
No, we went to Maggiano's, and I'll never forget the look on her face when they delivered to her
Right.
plate, because our serving size in the U.S. is like 3-4 times most of the world, and she was just amazed at how big the servings are of food.
That's what Lisa says. A friend from England came into town, went grocery shopping with her, and she saw the shelves and said, "No, I see why y'all are fat."
Instead of dumb and happy.
Instead of everything being bigger in Texas, it should be everything's bigger in the United States, right?
Well, it's true, and then it's even bigger down here.
Bills,
not the Texans,
dickheads.
There's only two places. It's America and Texas.
Texas,
they're a whole other country. Yeah, it's like a whole.
You got a truck and a pancake.
Yeah. So.
I don't do either. I'm a foreigner in this land.
So I think personal challenges are important, and I think you have to
necessary.
I think you have to personally, if you want to move your player piece forward on the board of life, in the game of life, I think you have to personally challenge yourself, right? Whether it's learning a new skill, whether it's whatever it is, but it has to be meaningful to you. If it's not meaningful to you, then you'll say, I'll take a cheat day. Yeah. Right. There are no cheat days. There's no cheat days in life. There's no, you know what I'm saying? So and at any time, through the year that I said I want to read a book a week, at any time I could have gone, don't want to.
Yeah.
Right. But I challenged myself to, right?
You don't want to let yourself
down.
The battles,
the drink. I could have had a drink anytime.
Yeah.
But I said I wasn't going to. I don't want to let myself down, right? I wanted to lose 53 pounds. That would have put me at 200 pounds, right?
So what is the voice inside your head? Because obviously, according to the microphone, you have several.
Yeah.
But inside your head, that when you're like, hey, we're all at a party and we're all drinking, and you're like, what's that voice saying? What is it saying? How does it make you not do it?
Yeah, well, I share it, right? So I go, hey, listen, I appreciate it, but I challenged myself not to have a drink of alcohol this year. And here it is, June 20th, and I'm 6 months in.
So you're throwing the challenge out. So everybody's
letting everybody know, because the last thing you want to do is let yourself down, right? Letting other people down, well, you can't help that because what their expectations are one thing, but letting yourself down is brutal.
So that
I know when I do that to myself, I feel like a total piece of shit.
Here's the big thing. So on this journey, one of the things was get away from sugar, right?
That's a good one.
That's
right?
a hard one.
And that was a hard one. But when you go someplace, and it's like, oh, here, have a piece of pie. And you're like, I would just love to get in there and rub the pie on me. Right. Like, oh my God.
Just like this. Right. I just want to bathe in it. I'm not going to ingest it. But let me rub it.
But I go, listen, actually, I've challenged myself to lose 53 pounds this year. I'm down this much. And sugar is something that I have stepped away from. People go, oh, okay. Is there anything you can have?
That's how you explained it to them, right?
Yeah.
What else can I give you?
Right. So it's about sharing my journey with them instead of just going, oh no, never mind. It's
That's
not a
your
big deal.
storytelling.
So my inside voice comes out to answer your question. So then I don't have to battle my own demons inside.
That's smart.
Comes
well,
out.
you're sharing, right? You're sharing, and it's people are
I
understanding.
need to overshare.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Well, it's right. I'm glad you said that because most people don't share because they're afraid of maybe what somebody's going to think about them or go like, why are you nuts? Well, yeah, I am, but that's my personal, what's going on inside my head. And then that person, like for me, and I've said before, holy shit, I think the same way.
Yep.
I don't feel alone anymore because I decided to share other than, hey, the family's good, kids are good, right?
They don't want to be the roadblock.
Yeah.
Or they don't want to
when you say it, they're like, oh,
or they don't want to.
I don't want to be the guy that.
Yeah. I don't want
Or
to.
people are afraid that like they're going to say that you're going to say what's in your head, and some people, not necessarily you, but a lot of people might feel judged, so they're not going to share.
Oh man, there's when with alcohol, and Lisa said it earlier, was that's people look at you strange. You're like, why would you do that? Stupid.
Because
So
they can't.
I got that a lot, and I go, yeah, I know.
And you get the people that do that, and those are usually the ones that can't.
Yeah.
So,
Bob,
good morning.
Bob says, food for thought. What is the difference between struggle and challenge? A struggle is, I can't wait for this to be done.
Mhm.
A challenge is, I can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah. Well
A struggle is being in one place, but needing to be in another. A challenge is fully being where you are, not needing to be anywhere else. Yeah, I agree.
Wow, well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Many need the accountability outside themselves to start. I don't think it makes it less of a challenge. Maybe it's the stepping stone to self accomplishments and pride for someone to finally see their own perspective as valuable and their own ability to accomplish. Now, a good friend of mine, when I said, hey, I'm going to lose 53 pounds, 53 weeks while I'm 53, looked at me and goes, why did you say that? I don't tell anybody the journeys that why would you? Because if I fall short, then you're going to look at me and go, loser, didn't make it. And I'm like, nope. I said this. I share it with everybody. I'm not
smart.
If I fall short, I fall short.
So right, and that's a good.
And I hit 28 pounds. I didn't hit 53. I failed. Did I?
That's a good point because
you understand what I'm saying?
Right, sharing it with people can maybe help somebody help you hold you accountable. Some people don't need that. Right. Some people don't want that because then they don't want to feel like shit if they don't make 53 pounds. Oh, you didn't make it. Well,
your goal is to lose weight. Your goal is to lose weight.
Right.
And you put a number on it. You put a stretch number on it.
It was an arbitrary number because of
if you lost 2 pounds, you still won.
No,
doesn't really matter.
No, my challenge was 53 pounds.
Right. His challenge.
I didn't have a goal. My challenge was 53 pounds. The goal was it was a daily goal. How do I change the lifestyle? Right. It wasn't about, so did I, yeah, my body's like, hoo, buddy. I mean, go pick up a 30 pound weight at the gym.
Yeah.
And I was carrying that around.
Yeah.
Right. Go pick, my 53 pounds, go pick up a 50-pound bag of dog food, carry that around for a week.
Yeah, think about getting
and
rid of it.
You know what I mean?
You can probably get that dog food from
Reese's Burger Bugs right there. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, Deke, earlier you said you didn't want to let yourself down. Well, when you weigh that much, so when you weigh that much, you do want to let yourself down.
Right.
Well, you know what's crazy is people don't realize how much just even 10 pounds makes you feel, how much different it makes you feel.
Yeah,
it's
your ankle,
huge.
your joints. So here we got about 7 minutes. So here's my challenge, and I don't know why this is my challenge yet, right? So there is no why behind it, but this is my challenge. My challenge is to say this 3 times a day, right, with meaning, right? And it's just kind of a mantra that a buddy of mine, Mike, gave me, Mike Krejci, and I don't know why he gave it to me, but this is my challenge, and I don't know what it's going to do or what it means yet. Maybe this time next year we will. But here's what it says: I will not get angry today. I will not worry today. I will be grateful today. I will work hard and smart today. I will be kind to everything. I will not judge anything.
And your challenge is to say that 3 times a day and mean it.
Yeah. My challenge is to say that 3 times a day and mean it. Right. Now, I don't know why.
Live it, right? For the goal, hopefully it's because you want to live it, I would assume.
Well, I think what you're doing there is it's a resetting of your brain every time.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, no, but when you said that to me, I think it's a resetting of the brain. It's actually being in the moment, the mindfulness, making sure that this is now, this is here, and this is where
it's your pause.
Right.
Deke, I have a question. Deke, I have a question about it because I mean a clarifying question. is the challenge to just say that 3 times, or is the challenge to live those things?
Yeah, probably.
I think
Probably
the way
live
he
it,
stated,
right?
it, I think the challenge is to actually is
But
to
the way
live that.
the method is saying, reminding myself 3 times a day.
Yeah, 3
Right.
times
If
a
he
day.
says it 3 times a day, the repetition
that makes
will
sense
all of a
to me.
sudden
Yeah,
get
and then
into
keep
his
it
head to think that way nonstop.
and keep it in mind all day,
Right.
and really.
Instead
So
of-
again, it's a lifestyle
Right.
change.
Instead of
Yeah.
looking at something right
Right.
away and going, let's say, to the negative, he's going to look at it and go,
Yeah.
all right, here's a couple different
Yeah.
ways to ask myself how to view this situation.
Yeah.
Right. And it does change it. You know, people always talk about being grateful.
I don't want to hear that.
Right. Well, this is kind of the same type of thing. You're refocusing your brain
It's
on
not the
different
time
things.
to say it yet today, is it, Dave?
Yeah.
It's not the
He
time.
needs,
No,
to,
no,
he needs to
hey.
use this different
I'm
voice
not, I'm
right
not
now.
going to be. I'm not going to be angry, right, about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about
You're
it,
not going to worry about it.
right? And it does say I'll be grateful today, but I just want to slap people. Hey, write 3 things you're grateful for. Your life changes. No, it just shut up. Right? If it was that easy, everybody would be like, "I'm grateful for air. I'm grateful for food.
No,
I'm
but
grateful for
what that
blood."
does is you're refocusing your brain. That's the same thing you're going to do with your challenge there is you're refocusing your brain to look at things from a different perspective.
Possibly, and
Right? And
so
that
I
is
guess-
a challenge to refocus
yeah.
your brain.
So I guess that my personal challenge is to go back to what everybody's saying is it's a personal challenge to change my lifestyle in some way, right?
Mhm.
Well,
So
that's-
everything I've done on my personal challenge is to change my lifestyle, right? So
Yep.
I do this. So I will not get angry today. I'm not going to get angry today. I will not worry today. I got a daughter getting married in a couple weeks.
That's a tough one.
That's a
Not
tough one.
worrying in a day is a tough
I
one.
will be grateful. I'm always very grateful. I will work hard and smart today. There are a lot of days where I'm like, kick the feet up, coast this one in. And if I'm thinking I'm going to work hard and smart,
That's a challenge.
Right?
That's a challenge.
now I like the way that's worded. And hey, work smarter, not harder. Right? I'm gonna work hard and smart.
Right.
I gotta grind.
Intertwine.
You
the
got to
two.
grind,
You
baby.
gotta-
Right?
Yeah.
I will be kind to everything. Everything. I mean, that's kind of Janist, right?
So
So
don't-
I'm not going to step
Don't
on
squish
that
those
ant.
ants. I was just thinking to say that.
Right?
Ow! No, you
Right.
got to kill the
Mosquitoes.
mosquitoes. Got to
No,
get
what? No.
No.
Everything.
Oh, you're gonna,
Everything.
Oh. All right.
I
I'm
will
gonna
not,
go and
and I
drop.
will not judge anything. That's a hard one too.
That's really that
Right.
whole setup
Now-
you got going there is definitely you're something.
Now,
you're
those-
gonna have
I
to
will
do
not
nonstop.
do this challenge.
That's a challenge.
Now here's what people know and what I've seen. Right, I will not judge anything. That's hard today, and with social media, with as many idiots are out there.
That's
walking
just
around,
hard in and of
right?
itself, regardless of social media.
Right. So I don't know why, right? And I was thinking of a challenge and then Mike gave this to me out of the blue. We weren't even talking about my challenge or anything like this. And I'm like, holy shit. Buddy, that's my challenge. I don't know why that fits into my challenge hole, but it does. And so that's my challenge 3 times a day.
Did you just say challenge hole?
I did. I wasn't going there, but thank you.
Right.
So maybe his reasoning for having that because of Mike
never
and
know.
his situation. Well, but
Yeah.
because of Mike and his situation, their situation, right? This is something that resets them that we all need to think about, right, in a
Maybe.
daily basis.
Yeah, maybe.
To some extent, maybe not have to refresh it 3
Well,
times
I mean,
a day,
listen,
but
I just
if you
made-
look at those and
I just
intertwine
made
that
a
into your life,
huge change in my life.
Yeah.
Right. Took some comfortable.
You are now a they.
What's that? I am.
Now that
I am.
no, I
I'm
didn't
a
want to
they.
go there. Thank you.
I have things like unicorn, and
Goodbye.
you can label me as all kinds of
Hey, happy Friday, people.
no, I left a job that was giving me some money and making a
toxic.
difference for the family, and I still own my other businesses. They were down and about because I was focusing on this place that turned out to be very toxic. There's lots of things that were, listen, I don't like bullies.
Right.
So I stuck around to fight the fight for everybody else and decided, what am I doing? So I left. And I feel 100% better. And it doesn't matter because it's money. We're going to make that doing anything I
Right.
want to do, at that point.
Well, that's
So
that was challenging
making
for sure.
making a difference in your life consistently is important, I think, because you never get anything accomplished when you're comfortable. When you're uncomfortable, things get done.
Well, did you listen to the show probably about 2 months ago where it says
I was on it. I
Were
was
you
on
on that one? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't remember what show
Yeah.
you're on or not.
Awesome.
But yeah, it was a good show. And
Yeah.
that's true. And I know it drove a couple people I know that are close to me crazy when I said, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Like, that's the stupidest. Well, I think Ken said that.
like
Ken said that. He's like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, but you got to understand that life is not, when you are comfortable, you're complacent. And when you're complacent, things can get out of control.
To answer that question, no, not really. There wasn't anything inside of me telling me that I wasn't that already, or that's not the way that I
You
live.
just wanted a challenge.
There was a connection, a challenge, right?
He just gives himself something new every year.
And I give myself something new every year.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to, if I can do this mantra or this saying, 3 times and mean it. And then to your point, at the end of the day, look myself in the mirror before I go to bed and go, was I?
I kind of
Was
like
I?
the fact, and Don,
Yeah.
I think, hit it on the head with being competitive. And I mean, listen, you're a basketball coach. You've been in basketball your whole life.
He
You're
doesn't know anything
competitive.
but competition.
And that just falls right into play. You're like, what's my next thing that I can do for me that's going to better me and challenge myself?
You talk to Lucy, she hates me because I changed the rules to Candyland. It's now Battle Candyland.
That's a good game.
And she's like, you ruined it for me. I said, no, I didn't. I made it better.
It's only
I'm putting it towards way
and
real
you're
life
welcome.
is. Yeah, this is the way real life is, honey.
You're 14.
You don't slide down that ladder and get right back up. You got to challenge that shit.
My youngest, I'm playing a video game with, and I'm like, I'll help. Jump there, jump, and she's already doing it. She's like, she looks at me, and I'm like, hey, you're welcome.
Something they'll think about and remember the rest of their life. Dad told me to jump.
Yeah,
it's the time I got to spend.
That's right, and that's the good quality time. That's the real quality time.
So listen, folks, I can't thank you enough, but yeah, that's the challenge. The challenge for me is 3 times a day. I don't know what times a day or when it needs to be said, but 3 times a day. I will not get angry today. I will not worry today. I will be grateful today. I'll work hard and smart today. I'll be kind to everything. I will not judge anything.
If you can pull that off, your life will change immensely.
Yeah.
Because your thought process in that alone, I mean, just you saying that right now has spurred a lot of different things inside my head as to how I live my life and how I, and with my family. And, it almost brings tears to my eyes because those are the things that a lot of people just take but a lot of people take that shit for granted. They don't think about the simplicity of things. Everything has become so complicated. And so what do they think? What do they think? Well, it doesn't matter. What do you think?
Yeah.
When you go, what's the comment you always make? If there was no one else in the world, could you live with yourself?
Right. Always.
Those questions are making you think about that.
So I don't,
it's
and
not
listen,
my business.
Listen, the big challenge too is with meaning, not rote, right?
Yeah.
So you hear a lot of Christians, our Father who art in heaven.
I can recite that.
Right? They know it. They say it every day, but it's rote. It's like,
There's
they're
no
not saying
no
what passion or meaning.
There's no passion or meaning. It's what they were taught. It's what they were taught.
So the challenge inside the challenge is, how do I make this not rote?
Yeah. And how to enjoy it.
The ragged old flag.
Right? But you want to enjoy it. The challenge. I mean, life is here for us. You can either enjoy it or you can hate it, right?
Yeah.
So it's our challenge in life to find out what makes us happy, and that's where everyone changes. You just got rid of the challenge was to get out of that toxic place for you to create that new environment that could be better for you and your family.
Yep.
We all have those challenges every day. We all have those questions. I mean, I go through it every day. My family's going through it.
Yep.
Your family's going through it. Kent's going through it. But do you know about it? Generally not, because people don't talk about it. The challenge for me is share with people.
Yeah.
Share with people. Understand
you
that.
Feel so much better if you do that.
But and not knowing that you could be going through the exact same shit that I'm going through as a man, like just a man to man, right? But I don't think so. I think you got world by the balls because you're fat and you're rich. You know what I mean? Second world countries,
fat
right?
and rich.
Right, fat and happy.
I leveled up just now.
Right, fat and happy. But it's the
Join
things
the party,
it's the
Don.
things that people don't talk about that cause so many more issues in our lives.
Listen, tune in on Sunday morning, I believe at 9. Outside the box, when not fitting in is the answer.
Mark your calendar. That's going to be a good
and
one.
the salvation with Lisa Eflin. And come back right. It might be right before church, but it'd be a great way to do it. Have a great day, everybody. She'll see you on Sunday morning. But we can't thank you enough. We're headed off to a ribbon cutting right now.
The McHenry downtown shops.
Come back at about 10:30 for Innovative Strategies with Bill Hasse. Going to be another riveting one today.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate you joining us here on the grounds. And like we always say,
John.
I always say, be the change you want to see in the world, however you want to take that. And today, guys, this is one of the better shows. Challenge yourself. Something.
He's like all of our other shows, pretty
All
much.
of our
shit.
shows,
But this is a good one. Huh?
but
You guys
I
got
like this
lucky
one
today.
because
We
This is a
sucked
good
less
one.
today. We sucked less today.
We
That's
did
it.
suck
Suck
last
less.
week because we weren't here.
That's it. Don, thanks for jumping in, brother. Absolutely love
Hey,
you.
good to see you guys.
Before your daughter goes well. And listen, folks, yeah, let's just have fun.
Have fun,
sounds
enjoy
good.
yourselves, and love everybody.
See you
Good.
next round, Don.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
I don't know when you come in, I get on freaking.
Right.
I don't know. I just said I don't.